Well, hello there again, friends. Welcome back to the channel. Grab your cup of coffee and a seat because I'm Paulie and this is Paulie's Power Hour. Alright, so what are we doing today? Well, Big Mama's in the driveway and we're going to change her dimmer switch, or what some people would call a high beam switch. Don't have to be a rocket surgeon to know what the high beam switch does. It turns your high beams on and off, right? Well, Big Mama's is the original from 1985 and it doesn't click anymore and my high beams are stuck on. Oh, and by the way, it's internally shorted. So after about a minute, my headlights, all four of them, start to flicker. So just to see what would happen, I unplugged my high beams and yeah, nothing. So I thought maybe it was out of adjustment. So I pulled down the cowl panel and I reached in there with my screwdriver, this little guy, and tried to push the switch manually and nothing. No click, no nothing. So I think something broke in there, and it's also internally shorted, which eventually kills my lights. So here's what the switch looks like. Pull that little guy off. And this sits on the steering column. There's a rod that goes down to here, and then this is your button. Hear that? Sound familiar? That's the sound you hear when you click your high beams on and off in an older vehicle, right? So let's go ahead, get in the truck. I'll show you what I got and how we're gonna do this. Yay. Now, even if I didn't get into the wiring diagrams like I am known to do to troubleshoot this to make sure that what's killing my headlights is actually the high beam switch and not my actual headlight switch here, I mean, you don't have to be a rocket surgeon again to know that if this thing doesn't click and the high beams are stuck on, this is a problem. So I need to swap this first. I did swap that headlight switch when I first bought the truck because it was bad. My gauge lights weren't coming on. So when you turn the when you turn this, it's supposed to turn your gauge lights and your dome light on and off, and it didn't do that. So yeah, excuse Big Mama's interior. I wanted to clean her up a little bit, but we've just been working all week and kind of been balls to the wall. So yeah, don't mind her interior. A little dirty, a little dirtier than I usually keep it. So all right, so here's your high beam switch, this little guy right here, and then there's a rod that comes down. So when I see how it moves, I got no click, no mo. And even if I reach in there with a screwdriver, no matter how hard I push, I got no click. That's a problem. Well, as you can see, there's a bunch of wires and stuff in the way here, and I think this is going to be the way that we attack this. This is some sort of, I think it's like a solid state amp, because she has, even though it's a non-cassette radio, which obviously doesn't matter anymore because she's got the Bluetooth one up there, but I think this is some sort of like amplifier filter or something, because this is a Silverado radio, and on the option sheet in there it says she has some sort of special radio thing. So I think that's what this is. But if you look up here, there's a nut here and a nut right here, and I'm going to take those loose and the steering column is going to come down. I could probably snake something around up there if I really wanted to, but I really don't want to, because then I got to figure out how to get those bolts back in, and I'm just going to start cussing, and then I'm just going to end up dropping the column anyway. So we go ahead and do that and see what we got. All right, so I got the column. It's down a little bit, and you can see up here it looks like two 8mm nuts that hold this on it, and I'm gonna have to zip tie the plug to the new one, because like all other 80s plastic connectors, the tabs broke off this when it was coming out. So, but right now we're gonna go ahead and plug in the new one just to see and verify everything works. And that actually works pretty well because I can just run a zip tie around all of this and keep that together. All right, so let's see. Turn the lights on and click. Hey, we have high beams. And click, we don't have high beams. Let's go look outside the truck. All right, so we got low beams. And click. We have high beam indication on the dash. And we have high beams out here. Yay! Look at that. I got high beams again, and low beams. I got all the beams. Alright, so now the fun part is mounting this thing back on the column. Well, as you can see, this is clearly broken because it doesn't click. And actually, that spring looks a little different than that spring in there. It's interesting. Oh well. Well, here's the old one. That's going to go outside. And here's a new one. Now, if you look, you've got your push rod that goes to your turn signal lever. You have a plate and then a stud. So the stud's kind of nice because you can kind of hook it on there. The nut, it was on mine a 3/8, and the bolt, the little screw, machine type screw, is a 8mm. So this is the 80s where we had the glorious mix of standard and metric hardware. So I'm going to go ahead and put the new one in, get it all adjusted, and plug it in, wrap the zip tie around it to keep the plug in place, and we'll go from there. Alright, now that we're all installed and tight, before I put everything else back up, we're going to test the lights. So headlights on. Check. High beams. Indicated. Check. And all 4 lights are on. Cool. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and set the camera up. We're going to put the plate back on, put the steering column back up, put that preamplifier thingy back in place, make sure everything's plugged in, and then put the cowl piece back on the bottom. Ipso facto, we is DUN done, son. there we go. She's all put back together like nothing ever happened. Click, click. I got high beams, I got low beams, I got all the beams. All that's left is to clean up the tools and close her up for the night, because everything works now. Yay! Well, there we go. Tools are all put away. My workbench is starting to clutter up again a little bit, but that's going to be a problem for another day. I finish my cup of coffee and go inside. But there you have it. That was quick and easy, wasn't it? I mean, you can really do this in an hour if you weren't, you know, running around getting tools, going inside to deal with family stuff, and recording a YouTube video, right? So yeah, the part was $20 from my local auto parts store, and hopefully, it's got a warranty on it, so hopefully the darn thing lasts a good long time. Because this one lasted from 1985 until now. So that's not bad at all. I'll buy that for $1. So, I'm going to finish my coffee, go inside, like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends. There's going to be lots more square body content coming as we start to do body work on Big Mama and get her ready for a slumber while we restore her. Yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, do all that good stuff, and as always, you guys keep it between the ditches. You come back and see me.